what should I do for a career, where should I go to study? Because once you graduate from high school, during the senior year, there's a lot of these questions, right? Go here, parents say something, friends say something else, teacher says something else, siblings say something else. And there's a bunch of questions around in your head, and what should I do? What's the best for me? And some people think, where can I make a lot of money? But other people say, I really like to do something that I love to do and I feel comfortable with. So I will say when that time comes, when you start exploring your career, it's not only about where can I become, a millionaire or rich. It's also about, what's good for me, what's good for the people around me, what type of, service and sharing I can do, what's happening around the world. So that helps you to think, oh, okay, this could be good for me. And that's the reason why I picked aquaculture. Could you move to the next slide, please?
Sure.
And there are three main things. The first is right now in the world, I don't know if you have heard this in the news or any shows, but too many people are getting wild fish. There are a lot of people, like these big ships that are caught wild fish, and there are not too many fish available in the nature. I don't know if you have heard about it, but we are not having enough fish in the wild, or in the oceans, or in the lakes, or in natural ponds. So there is a huge need of people getting involved in aquaculture, because aquaculture means raising fish in farms, and that's very important, consideration. There is a need outside of people doing, farming fish. The second thing is, probably you have heard this from your parents or older people, eat healthy. Not anymore, like junk food or food that is not good for your health.
Daily Pennington, Greg Hyde, Darius Les, report to the office immediately.
Very good source of proteins and omega and all that, vitamins and things that you need for, having a healthy life. So that's the reason why, many doctors are saying, stop eating beef, stop eating pork, eat fish, get vegetables on your plates. So fish and, seafood seems to be a good, option to have, healthy habits. And the third one is that, this industry, it's really growing fast. There are many opportunities and jobs, not only here in the States, but everywhere. So there is, one thing that happened is that sometimes we like something, we have a passion, we love that career, but when you graduate, maybe there are not many jobs in that field, or maybe there are too many people graduating from that career. Where in aquaculture, there are not many people there because it demands, you have to be dedicated. This is the type of job that today you can be in, like casual clothes, because you're going to be handling fish, you're going to be harvesting or stocking fish. So you cannot have, like fashion clothes. But maybe if you go to, a conference, or if you go to a national conference or something like that, maybe during that time, because you're giving a presentation in front of, other countries or other states, then you need fashion clothes. So it really varies. You have to be flexible. It may be Christmas and it's harvest time, so you have to be there in the farm. So maybe you have problems with the feeds for the fish, and you have to, talk to other people and see what can you do to find a solution, because there is a lack of feed for your fish. So you need to networking with people. So there are many reasons why I love this career, because it's really flexible. Every day is different. It's not like, I don't know if you know this career, like call center, that you go there, you sit in a chair, you're on the phone the whole day, talking to people calling you, and the routine is every day the same thing. Well, in aquaculture, it's totally different. Every day is like an adventure. One day it may be raining and you go and harvest, and you get wet, You may get sick or you may not. Next day it may be sunny and you handle the fish, grab the fish, weigh the fish, grade the fish. Next day you are preparing a project for a school and you're in the computer the whole day designing PowerPoint slides, pictures, photos. So it gives you a lot of variety of things to do in this career. Now maybe you're familiar with this type of fish. That's all right, no problem. So does anybody here go fishing? Okay, pretty good. So you probably have touch and handle fish. You won't believe this, but at the OSU, we have a training class for fish farmers, new and beginner fish farmers, and some of our students never even touch a fish. And you will think, oh my gosh, how could that happen? So you're so lucky at least you've been in touch somehow with, fish. Now, anybody has caught yellow perch? You caught that yellow perch? How big was it? Okay, that's not too bad. Any largemouth? How big was yours?
It was big.
Okay, how about yours? That's pretty good.
I actually saw it.
Okay, how about yours? Okay, pretty good. Any bluegill? Any bluegill?
Oh, that's what I catch.
Okay, you catch
They're
bluegill?
about this big.
Oh, great.
As big as your hand.
That's good.
That's the only thing I can catch.
Any rainbow trout?
Oh, I have a couple of those.
You get rainbow trouts? Okay,
That's
so you're a
amazing
good
work.
fisherman here. Anybody has experience with the freshwater prawn?
Mm.
Okay. Did you eat it later? No? Did you eat it later?
The only fish I've eaten is salmon.
Okay. Okay. Well, freshwater prawn, it's a type of, it's not a fish, it's a crustacean, and it doesn't work, you cannot raise freshwater prawn during the winter, for example, because this animal needs really hot, warm temperatures. So what people usually does is they stock them in June and they harvest in September. So that's the only way we can have freshwater prawn here instead of Ohio. If you live in Florida or Texas or these other hot states, they have it 24/7 every year. It's a little bit different. Okay, let's go to the next one. Thank you.
Welcome.
So I'd like to share a little bit of what we do at the South Centers. And you're more than welcome to call me or send me an email if at some point you want to go with your parents. We have tours. It's not like, like camps or something like that. It's just a tour through our facility. And we do it every first Friday of the month. So if any of your parents are truly interested in becoming a fish farmer or something like that, and you want to go with him or her, so you can let me know. It's the first Friday of every month. So during the summer, that may be an activity you want to do with your parents or your older brothers or sisters. So what we do over there is we do a lot of things because we offer marketing consulting, we offer horticulture, we offer anything about crops and agriculture. But what I do in the division of aquaculture is basically two things. We do some research and we do some extension. Does anybody know the difference between, people who work in the research and people who work in the extension? Any ideas? Have you ever heard those words? Okay, let me tell you what is that. So here's the thing. You're a fish farmer and you're raising, let's say, bluegill. You're raising bluegill, you have a farm, you take care of your fish, but suddenly there is a problem in your pond. Your fish are dying, but you don't know why. So what's the next step? You start calling, your, like universities or research places, so to get more information, what's going on? Do you have an idea why my fish are dying? I'm done, everything that you do, everything seems to be fine. So what's going on? Why my fish are dying? So that's when you know, people like at the OSU Cell Centers in the research department